Good time.
The caption was when you try your best but you don't succeed. This is a little clickhole, one of those like the Onion clickhole articles. And it's
yeah.
Security failure. EpiPen's database of everyone who's allergic to bees has been obtained by the bees.
The bees now have the power.
And then like people were commenting on it. It's like, it's probably so they know who not to sting. I trust them.
I mean, they won that legal case in the Bee movie, right?
I think we get them at this point.
I got my phone out.
Wow.
What happened?
Chain reaction.
Wow.
I just realized this title screen doesn't have like the year that the game was produced or published. Most games like this do.
Oh yeah, it's usually by the copyright.
Oh well. Damn it!
We're going to take it?
Yep.
Alrighty. Well,
Time for revenge.
it is. The hell is Hero? I think Hero did it.
Remember they had to, Hina told them that they had to leave, that Toko and Hiro had to leave because she didn't trust them. And Byakuya was like, fine, we can make them leave if I can stay.
Yeah.
So that's why they're not here.
It's like some kind of rapper.
Alright, we're good. Sorry. Just checking audio. Ah! That's...
Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jacket attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little.
So you gave that candy to Sakura.
I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them.
You really like them that much?
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor.
Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the 2-bullet section of your handbook.
Yay.
Right. So before I forget,
Yep.
I have a joke that I heard today I wanted to say on the stream.
Speaking of candy wrappers for good candies.
Thank you.
I told you, they're very addicting.
So, it's 2 cowboys are lost in the desert, right?
Okay.
They've been out there for 3 days with no water, no oasis, no town, no nothing. And all of a sudden one of them looks up at the horizon and says, "We're saved! Oh my god, I can't believe it! We're saved! It's a bacon tree! We're saved!" And rushes forward. His friend goes, "What's a bacon tree?" And as his friend gets closer to it, all of a sudden he just gets riddled with bullets. He turned around and he said, "Oh, I was wrong. It wasn't a bacon tree, it was a ham bush."
Really? Really? Wow.
He had that one ready to go.
Shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. This glass is all red, and there are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? This must have originally been a bottle.
Genius.
We've cracked the case! Oh, there's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor has been added to the Truth Bullet section handbook. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf.
4. Count them, 4 bottles.
And in each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottle.
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle.
Huh?
You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will.
Monokuma bottles made out of the truth bullet section of your handbook.
That's gotta take, like, making those has to take the precision of, like, a surgeon to be able to
Yeah.
get, like, all those tiny pieces to go exactly where you need them to go without falling.
Yep. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass which possibly started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass, the Monokuma figures are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. And then why is it so far away? I mean, yeah. What else? Alright, we didn't look at herself. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obviously evidence that the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Poison. Maybe her getting hit in the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. But Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. It does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be a connection to why she died. Oh, the locker's open. And there on the inside, it's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here?
Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
True.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra.
So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locker room was opened, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility.
Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right?
Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door.
Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Locker handprint's been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Someone gave a locker a high five.
Is there like a... Skip. Thank you. Okay.
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto?
Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more.
Then let me help you find out more. You'll see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room.
What?
After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me... She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon.
By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then.
I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened.
Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. The fact that she had asked those three to meet with her. And she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Maybe.
What?
I think Caitlin's theory is looking more and more plausible.
Oh, by the way, this isn't spoiling anything. There's one character in the third game who one of their voice lines is her going, "Stop it." Exactly like that. It's so good.
Nice. That's right. I'm supposed to read that. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what would do what it said? A risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Yaka says you didn't go see her. And is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Okay. We talked to Hina. Okay.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed,
Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
and she certainly didn't. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her?
Poison.
I wonder, did someone get the upper hand?
Must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. I will say, you're missing at least one other thing in here.
Alright. Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good in all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. Reminds me of Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. She must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange.
Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can?
Shards of light blue glass. They must be part of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it.
Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. Well, gee, thanks for the hint, game.
Yeah.
An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. The protein drink has been added to the blood section handbook.
I don't really see how. It's like, no offense, but you're pretty stupid.
He does have some pretty dumb moments.
This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. She doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself.
There's still at least one other thing in here.
Really? Ah. And the same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. I'll admit. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get into the door. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the lock from the inside, not from the outside. The rec room door has been added to both doors in your handbook.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation?
Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place.
She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with two other people. I need to hear what they had to say. Oh, I have to actually.
Yeah, I just hit R to get out of there.
Those other two probably went back to their rooms.
Thankfully, it was kind enough to teleport you.
Yeah. It was.
Toko and Hiro.
Not Saika. There we go. Press the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few seconds.
Who's there?
The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Wait till you see a character in the third game. Or one in the second game.
Yeah.
They make Toko look pretty tame. Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Sadly.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something?
I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
What?
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him.
What? She wanted to meet with Master too? Ah, I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it?
I admit I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go.
Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact.
Is that good enough that I'm going back to my room?
With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Alright, Yasuhiro. Where's Yasuhiro? No, Sakura. Nameplate's right there. God damn it.
It is down that hallway, though.
Ah.
I appreciate that they kept Ifumi far away on the end from everybody else.
Yes.
It's a very nice thing of them to do.
After a few seconds. What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yes, actually. I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How do you know about that? Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have you special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me yourself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. Gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura? No way! I totally didn't. I wouldn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious. Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office. I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Oh, do I still have it? Let's see. Hero was feeling around in his pockets. Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hand back out of his pocket. When he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hero's pocket. Huh? Quick as the wind, Hero snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket. Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all that was to it. That's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Toko, Hero. What's next? I'll definitely have to look around. Definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor in the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? To the chem lab. Alright.
I was wondering if you were actually going to walk all the way there. I'm like, you know you can warp, right?
I was looking for an elevator for some reason.
Oh, man. You sure you didn't secretly go to that convention with me? That we did a lot of elevator riding up and down. What?
Makoto, do you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like three shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, it's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf. I had to be careful not to step in it.
Yeah, we're one away from Connect 4. So close.
There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. Yeah, like somebody clearly did. Okay. Let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section A. But wait.
There's more.
There's one bottle on here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident?
It's fine. The skull and crossbones means it turns you into a pirate.
Yeah. It's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled. That's right, it could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Source of powder. On this shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section C. So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kinda harsh? What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well.
I'm a Bible major. I don't need science and math.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now, I need to focus on the other shelf. Focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit, section B.
Does anybody have I-6?
Yeah. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections.
No, really?
Yeah. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has regents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that this Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem Lab shelf. These are footprints? And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out a floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen. Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So, how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me. So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business on the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
It seems that whoever made this diagram is an idiot.
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No. Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Fortunately, I must admit that these are not your footprints.
You have the tiniest feet I've ever seen.
Unfortunately.
That was Makoto's second deepest, darkest secret. He secretly wears like kid size 4.
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone would notice.
They got the stubby feet like they do in Awakening.
Yeah. Oh gosh. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. These prints are a really valuable clue. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. It also looks like someone left the footprints on the powder.
Somebody's just breaking a lot of bottles.
Yeah, based on the position of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left of the shelf.
I knew a nickname Butterfingers would one day give me away.
According to Byakuya, the powder would have had been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should go take another look around the rec room. Ugh. Get me a water.
No.
Please.
Yeah.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going?
I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
Nah, I'm good. I've got something on here. I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming that they didn't go see her. Convenient. Someone must be lying.
Someone.
It's me! Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time.
You can't just tell me.
No.
Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue.
Everyone's favorite board game.
Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put this back that way on accident?
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. Toko. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written on blood. Had been written in bold, bloody letters, and it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Then it would appear you found it. Yep, it's Toko. Toko's the murderer, and no one planted that there, and it's impossible because that's not happened before in this game.
Yeah, certainly we don't have someone with a history of altering crime scenes.
Yeah, really.
Kyoko, is this
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it.
a dying message?
Dying
however,
moves. But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right?
Ugh, it's just we didn't need to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Then she's the killer, right? Yep. Definitely.
She's so, like... pointing the blame in every direction so hardcore. It's like,
yeah.
since we started this investigation, she's like, it has to be one of them three. It can only be one of them three. It's like, going a little too hard with it.
It was Makoto.
Did you learn nothing from what happened with Celeste?
Apparently not.
Freaking Mondo would have gotten away with it if it had not slipped up.
Mondo probably did the best job of hiding his crime, to be honest. That's really sad.
Helps Byakuya helped him.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. Yep, 100%. Fatality. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer.
I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. You and me both go.
Battles.
I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new.
I got it. There's 4 of them.
So, oh, it's you.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it.
They're all white pieces. Correlation. Hey, Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
No. I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome.
It's not just because you don't trust me, right? ...
Saw that one coming.
No answer?
I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with.
Only to a degree.
hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right?
An experiment?
anyway,
Can you gather up all the pieces of broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too.
Huh. The crime scene like that?
that doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation. That's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass.
With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces.
Yeah, that's the sound that, you know,
Yeah.
like... that putting glass up together, that's the noise it makes. It sounds like someone shuffling something in a duffel bag.
I was about to say, it
Yeah,
sounds like
it
someone
did.
stuffing clothes in a duffel bag.
That's the noise that glass makes.
I'm glad we both went to duffel bags.
Yeah.
And just as I finished up,
Sorry to keep you waiting.
so then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work.
so what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights.
Compare weights of what?
The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact.
Why do you want to do that?
That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen,
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. Plop, plop.
It's balanced.
in other words,
Like that game in Wii Party. Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same.
Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now then, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what what we expect to see? Words are hard.
Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then,
Okay, well, let's give it a try.
Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How's that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles puts it all together.
hey,
And I believe you'll arrive at one very persuasive conclusion.
Which would be.
So, what do you think? It's all on you? Oh, it's you.
Well, you already said it, so.
I like how she likes to do that. It's like, it makes sense to me now. You'll get it later.
You'll get
When
later.
it matters.
Yeah.
You'll have
when it's
to.
important. I gave that to Sakura. She got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help calm her down a little. Yeah, Sakura's body is the other thing I wanted you to recheck.
According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
She was secretly a man!
Not again!
It's just every single case when someone dies, they were actually the other gender. Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out.
Well, yeah, I know, but
hey,
But give me 2 seconds to look.
Don't you think you might actually need to... Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Lucy's.
There's no getting around it.
Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to
it's
it.
true.
That's totally normal.
Then how can you?
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past.
What?
Sorry, never mind.
Being a serial killer and all.
The ultimate serial killer. More importantly, look here.
Her shoes?
correct.
See that yellow powder on her instep?
Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
I feel like you would have noticed that the first time. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
you needed to see the yellow powder on the floor to then check her shoe.
Hey,
Yeah, you would have been like, what's that on her shoe? Oh, hey.
Yeah. Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
Thank you, Jesus.
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head.
2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Another blow.
Yep. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail.
Kyoko's examination summary has been... Can't believe that she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off.
Or detectives. Actual detectives.
Already?
Yeah, I told you the
Jeez.
investigation on this one's pretty damn short.
Okay, so far, it looks like she was poisoned, and then somebody hit her on the back of the head with the bottles to make it look like that was the cause of death. But for some reason, they took one of the Monokuma figures, and that's why the glass weighed more, was because there was glass from 2 bottles instead of 1.
Alright.
And that's why there's 2 hits on her head.
Sounds good.
That's good.
Sounds good.
Some of your reasoning is wrong and some of it is correct.
Okay.
I'll give you that much.
You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Sitting in there measuring things.
Did you get a scale? Oh my gosh!
He's just in
Nerds.
his office. Oh, God!
Should I
The
do
ultimate
it?
nerd.
Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
And I'm assuming that your guess is still staying the same. You think it's Hina?
Because Hina was my guess.
Hina was her guess. I'm gonna stick with Hero.
Alright.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at that class trial.
Even Monokuma wants to get to the fun part. True.
No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen.
That might be the shortest investigation overall, because you only have to go to 2 places.
Yeah,
well, unless you count
seriously.
talking to Hiro and Toko.
I mean, what time? How long have we been going? Like 20 minutes?
It is
Oh, my-
7:11, and we start at like 6:35, so yeah, like half an hour.
Yeah. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another. There's so little people in here. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's such a shock too. When you play the next game, you're like, oh man, there's so many people in here, and I know there's gonna be like a very few amount by the time I get to the end.
It's crazy how much room there is without Hafume, but without Sakura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no Hifumi, no Sakura.
Just big characters.
Jeez, man. Only
Even Mondo, technically. I know he doesn't look big in his sprite, but that picture you've seen of him, he's clearly ripped.
Yeah. Monokume's... Oh, yeah. And then... The ultimate martial artist!
I don't know how I say this emoticon face.
Yeah. A locked room murder mystery?
Winky face.
Yeah.
What the?
Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive. For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy. And how about the what? And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative. For example, do you have 100 friends?
Oh god, that's a reference to something in the 3rd game. Holy shit, I never caught that before.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really like spoilers for anything, but it kind of gives away a little bit of a motive for a murderer, so I won't say anything.
Okay.
Crap, I never caught that.
Oh, he's right. That does make it seem sad.
Witchcraft!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there.
What the hell was that?
Little do he's just reciting all the different characters it takes.
Yes.
Greater than!
I don't get it.
I don't get you guys! How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
I didn't think I'm acting casual.
All 3 of them did it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't murder anyone.
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
Technically, I mean, you are still a murderer. Toko.
Whatever.
But ladies aren't exactly her MO.
Yeah. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her.
Who knew?
And that person is here.
The artist formerly known as Poison.
That person is one of us. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way towards the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close.
And guess what? The elevator's gonna look fucking tiny too.
I felt it begin its sinister descent. Jeez, man, it was so full at first. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower. And so suddenly as always, the ride was over. The door opened once again. Just 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few! You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, Will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats.
Do you like the Egyptian decor?
So the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial.
Oh, well, that's good news at least. As far as I can tell from the walkthrough of this, there's only one absorb bullet in this class trial.
Oh, thank God.
Those kind of suck. Wait till I can finally make the joke of bone meat on the... When they do, like, the final things where you do the rhythm game, instead of you picking a bullet to fire, it'll give you, like, 4 different things, and you have to use, like, the WASD keys in order to make it be, like, a proper thing.
Yeah.
And so people will just jokingly put in the incorrect things for it, and so you get really funny sentences that just don't make any sense at all.
That one costs 5.
I know. Bullet rate of fire effective during non-stop debate and bullet time battle. Yeah, keep that one. Melodious voice, increase the damage to the opponents. Mini statement is destroyed, effective during... This gauge covers more quickly, effectively during non-stop debate and Hangman's Gambit. And the bullet. Increase the time
You could
limit.
probably get rid of that, because
Yeah.
they give you a lot of time.
There you go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your hosts will determine the results.
Yay!
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived...
I'll say one thing I don't like about the 3rd game is the voice actor for Monokuma changes, and it's just not quite as good.
Yeah.
Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
We said that every trial.
I know.
We got it.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Monokumo.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
For once, I'm in agreement with you, Byakuya.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I never killed someone. No way.
No way! Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that.
Good lord, there's like 4 dead ones in a row there now.
I know. Hina's account.
It was one of you.
Oh no, since you took that thing off, you only have 12 minutes to figure this first one out.
Crap!
That's clearly not enough time.
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
I think I know which one.
One of you, Kevin, what reason? Because you hated her.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us.
Nice shot.
Thank you.
I thought that wasn't gonna hit because of the white noise.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's a good reason to suspect all 3 of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all 3
There's
of
no
them,
way to talk about Hero.
there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you
That's no way to talk about. Oh, what was that system called? The PSP.
Pocket trash. Pocket trash.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Pocket trash.
No, that's wrong.
I usually don't like music like that, but that's actually a pretty good piece.
You dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was
I don't believe in paper.
Or that occult bullcrap.
Yeah. White polka dot paper's a conspiracy, man.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I've totally monopolized the entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hero, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura. It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident at the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is Sakura loved candy too much to share. Because of when Sakura got the candy.
Bingo.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy until after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
I mean, what I meant
Also, I
was,
agree. Deadly, 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 deadly. Since they do that in each chapter.
oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room. Got a problem with that?
Quite a sudden hostility.
But we just talked. That's all. I didn't do anything. You gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
No, you are!
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Such good voice cracks.
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even
At
be?
the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Yeah, but
That's true. I saw it for myself.
wasn't he not able to look at the crime scene?
Yeah.
Dude, quit incriminating yourself!
See? Toko did it.
I'm not getting that doorbell.
What are you saying? No way. I didn't do it.
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
I mean, he is stupid enough for this to be his work, but Jesus.
Hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Busted.
I love his character though, that anytime he's caught in something, it's just like, oh god!
I know. No composure
I know,
whatsoever.
it's not like, oh wait, I must be remembering. Guys, shit!
It's like,
Give me a minute!
hey, Hiro, did you eat my leftovers in the refrigerator? No, I didn't eat your leftovers. You ate them.
I couldn't do it!
I couldn't do it, Shamir.
Cue that, like, hands on head with a slight tilt of, oh no.
Yeah. But Hiro, I found the cardboard, the trash in your trash can. Oh no! It's like, Hiro, calm down.
Well, when we
You're
found
supposed to be the oldest one here.
I know. When we found Ogre's body, duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So
I did not recall!
when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Hold on. When Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf. On the magazine shelf.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message.
Do you want me to tell you when the absorb bullet is, by the way?
Nah, I'll try and figure it
I
out.
found
Alright.
it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just
Yeah, I think
said doesn't
the
really
trial will
make
be a little bit
sense,
longer
does
than
it?
usual on this one.
doesn't make sense.
It's kind of a guess, though, based on how much this happens between their answers.
Yeah. There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, That clearly contradicts what Hiro told us.
I'd like to think there's just a speaker.
Just playing that.
I can tell you exactly where I found the dying message. When Over's body was discovered.
Nope.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
Wait,
I
what?
saw her final words.
Why did I get magazine shelf?
I think it absorbed the one that was after that line for whatever reason.
Yes, I know. I don't need your hand-holding game.
I can tell you exactly where I found the dying message. When Over's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the when I pulled it out. That's the problem I said makes total sense.
You gotta wonder if for the increased pitch, if they actually like did that to the voice actors' lines, or actually had them say it like that.
No, fuck, nah, god dang it!
Yeah, all you have to do is just click on that one
Dying message.
in order to fire
It
it.
was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away.
I was about to do it again there.
I know.
What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Over's body was discovered.
Just go over.
No.
Oh, what?
You've been
that was
saying
wrong.
something weird the whole time.
I just wasn't paying attention if I heard the first thing it said.
I can tell you exactly when Over's body was
And I can tell you that it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the
damn it.
magazine tucked away
Ah,
when I pulled it out.
I can never get, like, the buttons right.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice, and it only gets more complex in the later games.
exactly when I found that when Over's body was discovered.
And I can tell
Just
you
wait
when
until you're
I
actually
found the
literally
dying
crossing swords with another person.
Only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Okay, so I fired it at the when the body was found, and that was wrong.
That was wrong,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, if you hit white noise, it doesn't take away your health. It just, like, bounces off.
When Over's body was discovered.
No.
Shoot. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Over's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you
Okay.
exactly when I found the dying message.
I mean that.
Body was discovered.
Okay, I guess I do need your hand-holding game.
It was only after the I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found that Over's body was discovered. No, it's wrong.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it. After we begun the investigation, and you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Cue the freak out. Yep.
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Over left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko.
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
That's a joke of, like, you know how if you translate stuff in another language and then translate it back, it doesn't come out quite the same? They saw that one and thought it was funny, so they just left it in there.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
How it got to Vienna sausage from whatever they were trying to put initially, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah? think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
It's got a 20% chance of being true.
On a good day, 20 to 30%.
Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message.
Which means it's time.
I'm not finishing it.
It pretty much is time to duel.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
As a side reminder, when you run out of ammo, it's tab.
Alright.
I'm at least 30% right. The occultist bullcrap.
I love that line.
I'd love for the Illuminati to be behind it and him still be around. It's like, I knew it!
I'm at least 30% right. The occultist bullcrap. Leave the rest.
Final strike.
Show me the proof.
You should prove it.
Oh!
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. Both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Then, who did write it? Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first
Why wouldn't you use her hand to do it, considering no one's exactly doing any DNA testing?
Even Leon was smart enough to do that. No, Leon didn't do it. She actually wrote it.
Anything Byakuya with Chihiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah, he admits it.
But because it's coming this early,
Yeah.
probably not.
Why would you write something like that?
Some idiot.
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there,
You think you can defeat me, the man who taught you how to fight? Well, that was easy. Yeah, really. Oh, sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well.
Okay.
Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy.
Oh, sure. Thanks.
that's
What
all
do I need energy for?
that. I stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me.
She's gonna take all three of you on at once and win.
I mean, yeah, she would.
She would, yeah.
She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you. You're the worst. I hope you die.
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it. No, I think there's more to Hiro's story. What are you talking about? What else could there be? There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain.
That vomiting blood.
How she got back in the chair.
And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have had to do after writing the message, it doesn't make sense. Why the magazine is hidden, why he picked Toko, why he didn't use Sakura's finger.
He He only hit her once, right?
Yeah, according to him. The magazine was hidden?
I got it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, because if he wanted it seen and people to think it was from
why the
him.
magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying! I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
It's true.
He's not lying?
And if that was going to be his way to throw it off the scent, it wasn't really smart to be like, well, maybe they'll find it.
Yeah.
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that. Who was it? If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Ooh. Someone who wouldn't like what had been written on it. There's only one choice.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person who's
You just
name
take
was
it
written
with you?
Yeah.
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait! What's more important? That doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the body. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean? What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer. You're being serious? That's just... I don't believe it! Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
As long as the heat's not on me anymore, this
I don't
is
see
going
why. It might
great.
save my life, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet, and Hiro isn't the real killer. And I have to prove that. Make your argument. Ah. Loose examination summary, status of Sakura's body, yellow powder.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit over from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. No, what's wrong?
Yeah, she asked that question. It's like, okay, I think we know.
Yeah.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
Yeah, the queen's missing.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
How can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
Because I know how to count.
Yeah.
It's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation between the Monokuma bottles. Feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be it's the object the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding.
Like, how do you know there were 6? It's like a kindergartner
Yeah.
could tell there were 6.
This is fucking basic first grade math.
Chess piece.
Yeah. Just fine.
P.
Now I understand. That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knife, if I remember. So,
The one piece that nobody knows how to use correctly.
Alright.
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene.
It's pretty hard to miss the queen. She's sitting on my desk right now.
What does Rose have to do with anything?
Yeah, you think it's way better.
It's not the point, hero.
Isn't it the same thing?
Pretty close.
Hey, no, it's not for me. So, let's say a bottle did go missing.
Should have gone for Othello because that was also in the game room.
Nothing to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared at any time before the murder.
Good point.
It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, from the bottle that was missing,
I was excited? What?
it was excited.
Bottles have feelings too.
The bottle must have been broken
Bottle lives matter.
because there was evidence in the scene that supports it.
They kind of do. You don't want to have any cracked glasses for anything that's been stored for a while.
Yeah.
Bottle of the scene.
What is this evidence?
It's just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that is Kyoko and I figured it out before. It was... I got it!
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than 1 bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in the case. It must have been used by...
Some bowling aficionados.
Of course! The second attack.
I think there's always just one, like, yeah, that's not it answer.
Well, and even the, like, it must have been used by the first attackers here. It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't do it!
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hero who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Snake hair.
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Why can't I see Nathan Fillion playing him in a live-action version of this?
Oh man.
Could Nathan Fillion have like a wig like that?
Yes.
What? I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay.
My memory's very selective.
Apparently.
And never to save my own skin.
Yep.
I was kind of nervous about this, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to sleep it out or whatever. I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room.
That's a pretty big thing to forget.
Yeah.
I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
You just now decided to share that with us?
I feel like I would have gone in and been like, huh, where's Toko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the shock of thinking I killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
I still think that there was the poison that got her. But I think they both attacked her trying to kill her, not knowing she was already
Both
dead.
of them failed.
Yes.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you walking up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
It's not that ridiculous. It's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element has been added to the bullet time back. Oh, really? More?
I told you, these keep going till case 4.
It's like I have the means to prove it. She wrote Toko was here in the inside the closet with her scissors.
So far, you've probably been pressing the left mouse button during the final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during... Oh, really?
Yeah, you got multiple answers for the final strike on these now.
Press the Q key or use the mouse wheel. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go on, go you. Well then, good luck and have fun. I didn't realize you could press Q to look at it, and that helps.
Yeah, I prefer the mouse wheel though.
It's a lie. I did nothing. I hate you. No. I did nothing. It's a lie. It's a lie. I did nothing. I hate you.
Final strike.
This should prove it. know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does his handprint look familiar, Toko?
You're so freaking sweaty.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hair, shall we?
One of my favorite lines from Dan versus Ready to get sweaty? I was a little sweaty. It's like, oh, no.
Stop wasting my time.
What a good show that was.
The truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura.
No, I swear, there's no way.
Out with it.
Probably didn't kill her.
It wasn't me. Out with it. I probably did do it.
It couldn't have been me. Tell me. Whatever you say.
Wait, what do you mean probably? Give us the details, Togo. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
I bludgeoned her to try and kill her, so maybe it happened.
So I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go. But I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first. Hide in the locker.
And did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes. And I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
Yeah, just a little.
So
Oops.
I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I had put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood, and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that.
But she doesn't kill
I'll have to ask
girls.
Yes, Genocide Jill. Yes.
Her? You mean...
Yes.
Yay!
Long time no see.
It was your fault after all.
Last year's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Nice.
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone took me away. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wonder. So I opened my eyes to see... everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, who doesn't take me by surprise? I was so startled, I snapped it with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
That was my prediction, was that she was gonna try and kill Byakuya.
Meanwhile, he's over there. What?
Yeah. Come again.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me in.
Do not want.
Prank, you know? They've got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hero's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Oker. So that's good.
I only tried.
So that's good. Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna... Huh? Thought for sure you'd have some words for Hero on that one.
It's Hina.
No, not quite yet. Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Duo's attack, and then Toko's. But that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't? Yeah, she vomited blood at some point.
You really think 2 hits to the head with a bottle will be enough to get rid of her?
Just, yeah.
And even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
A gaggle of idiots.
Okay. It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is Hina.
Hina.
Make your argument.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Sakura, look up! It's over there in front of the shelf.
Found it.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden Sakura was right there in front
That's
of me.
what sucks, is it's like if they get through this trial, it's like now they know that Hiro was willing to kill another person.
Yeah.
To be fair, he thought that she was gonna kill him.
Yeah.
He panicked.
And to be fair, he did like, okay, I did
Well,
it.
that's also what happened to Leon, technically.
That's true.
Over there in front of the shelf.
He did admit to it pretty quickly at the beginning of the trial.
Yeah.
So it's not one of those things that he was really trying to be blackened and
Right.
let everyone die for that reason.
If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
You're about to be the next one murdered just for your attitude, man.
Sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. It could it be the blood in front of the magazine
Yeah.
shelf?
Yeah. Brilliant. Quality
This isn't-
detective work there.
It's like, oh, there was some blood in front of it, but I cleaned that up because gross.
Yeah.
She must have moved the body after she killed her, right? How to make it look like I did it? Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I can move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
That part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Was she just hiding there till everyone showed up and opened the door? While everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, we already proved that wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker room is because it was already open.
I was in the locker. It was I.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Ina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously, Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
Who locked rooms into that anyway?
You do not know! You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
Now, this is the only case where they didn't give us an actual cause of death.
Yeah.
That's because you're overlooking vital information.
They do that a lot more in the later games too. They just won't give you a cause of death. They'll tell you like where there are wounds, but that's about it.
Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's
Maybelline.
Yellow powder, Monokuma file number 4. Already know which one it is.
What was it that killed Ogre? It wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack. And what was it?
What was her account?
You can hit 1, I think, or it might be escape. Then it'll show you all the evidence. No, it should be the other one then.
Hina's account?
Yeah, if you scroll down to it and left click it, it'll give you what it is.
It was up there.
Oh. You go right by it?
Right there.
Sucker had written notes to Takoyaki, asking them to meet in the rec room.
Yeah, so that doesn't help.
It doesn't make any sense. The Monokuma file is what mentioned that there was blood.
Yeah,
She vomited. Time of death. This was the body was discovered. There was evidence of a strong. The victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. What was the other one?
So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Yellow powder.
What was it that killed Ogre? It wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack. And what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than...
No, that's wrong.
You lying scum!
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean... Maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
She didn't catch them.
The file would specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth. Do we get chicken there? God, you really are into dead bodies! No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Dead bodies just happen to go along with that.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood? Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned. Poisoned? That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
I know, right?
How full of yourself do you have to be to think you're never wrong?
So says I, the case is solved.
Yeah. Hear ye, hear ye. The great Byakuya has ruled.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible.
But that's impossible.
To believe. Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
You're the only one talking. The key to unlock
Now you're talking!
hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor. Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along. You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene. Well, yeah, good point. There's a big
My strategy at this point is to give up.
that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this. Is that the poison? It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it. Where'd you find it? The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
All the poison Byakuya showed us, I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements, I'm positive.
I got it. The poison was
Were you
actually
reading what we just told you?
Yeah.
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and... We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it was the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein.
It's probably because you're not supposed to just, like, have it by itself with nothing.
Just
cinnamon challenging it.
That's what I was thinking, as he reinvented the cinnamon challenge.
Here's the could it be poison, could it be protein challenge.
Yeah. Is it rat poison or is it protein?
Surprise, it's bone!
The taste will make you wish it was rat poison.
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger.
How much of that did he take?
Yeah.
There's only that much left.
She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
No, this is actually poison, Byakuya.
Sorry.
Huh?
He's just gonna die in the middle of the trial.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder.
Looks like there's still some poison residue inside the bottle. Oh god!
Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
I drank that too.
I drank it before the trial. Thud. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder. Which would mean that conversely the poison must have been put in. Could it be?
A croissant?
Nah, it's a power bracelet.
Literally the most disappointing find. It's a shame he doesn't do stuff on YouTube anymore. He was like one of the first people I started watching.
T. There's so many T's.
I know.
All the T's. Remember, you can speed this up with control if what you're looking for in there.
There's protein.
Protein what?
Drink.
Oh, drink.
Good old protein.
Now I understand.
It's one of those weird versions, like where certain letter faces, where words like protein, they look like they're split slightly between the E and the I, so it looks like protein, like right there. You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Just because of how the I goes to the right.
If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So
I should know. I've drinking all of these bottles on the show.
poison was in the protein.
You go in there to investigate the case, you just in there.
I drunk so many poisons they started to counteract the other poisons.
They cancel each other out.
I should be fine.
Just turns around. What are you doing?
Gross.
Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
That was pretty obvious, actually.
Yeah, it
Called
was.
that as soon as we saw it. As soon as we saw the
Was hand her something
cabinet.
at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
something at the scene.
A cup filled with water.
The Monokuma bottle.
That
She
totally
drank-
had-
She
that
drank
totally
the
had-
figure.
Yes. That's where the queen went.
That's what killed her. Just her.
The queen killed her. To be fair, swallowing one of those probably isn't very good for you.
Yeah. She's just up in the rec room right now. Coughs up the chest piece and she's fine.
Yeah.
That's all it
I
took.
lived.
That is the true cause of death.
No? I do remember overseeing that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains.
Like the aches and pains of life.
Yep.
She just drinks it. Just a whole bottle of it. Oh god. I gotta take the edge off.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. I already know exactly who swapped the mission.
It was you, wasn't it?
It was Hina. Hina.
Revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Evidence that shows who switched them. It has to be. Must be what we found in front of the shelf.
The bloodstain.
Yeah. Source the powder, the footprints, but it couldn't have been the footprints because those were Sakura's, right?
Were they?
Were they?
Footprints left behind in front of the shelf.
I'm willing to bet Sakura's got bigger feet than you.
Probably. Well, yeah, they said Makoto's feet were too big, or that's what Byakuya said was his feet were too big, so that didn't match.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints.
Called it.
They're mine. If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers, huh? The only people who wear sneakers here are... Makoto and Hina.
Leon did it! Just
From beyond the grave.
I know, everyone, should we tell him?
Monokumo!
You look at Monokuma's just got like little sneakers.
Shit!
That explains why you...
I might try to get you like a Monokuma plush at some point. I know they're goddamn everywhere. Of all the things that stay consistent in all 3 games, Monokuma is the one thing that stays consistent in all 3 games.
Nice.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility. Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
Yeah.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I feel like Monokuma in the back like, oh god, this is cool.
Much more exciting than the investigation.
People were just drawing and measuring.
I feel like all the points where you don't hear Monokuma for a long time, this is like where he's cleaning up the bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
That's likely exactly why.
Just a little janitor's outfit.
Aww.
Yes. Build a bear, I'm just saying.
Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction.
I mean, he literally is a bear. It would be perfect.
Yeah.
Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Bitch!
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein thing. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it. I'm not convinced.
Objection.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat
Times
yourself?
I gotta say this.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism, but there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Locked
You're
room.
talking about the locked room problem?
Good job, Makoto.
If you really are the killer,
He's caught up.
how did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything.
She remember that flashback to her talking with Hiro about how things were about to end, and
Yeah.
No.
Sakura
it
could have
doesn't.
gone and
The
closed the
fact that you
door.
won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not. Do you honestly think
That face he's making.
Yeah.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
And I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Okay. Weird prediction.
What?
Sakura killed herself.
That's what I said. Last
You
time.
didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that is what Kalen said, actually.
Listen, Hina.
I thought you said Sakura for a minute, so I was just like, okay, whatever.
Still not over the first case.
That is a weird prediction. We'll see how that goes.
That's an interesting prediction. It's wrong, but...
Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't
There should
matter.
just be an option to just, like, get funny dialogue for predicting someone that's dead from case one, just
Yeah.
over and over.
Just, oh, honey.
Oh, no.
Since it's the tutorial case, they solve it, you don't really do anything, so your character's still not over it the entire game.
There you go. Perfect.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Okay, now you're doing exactly what she was doing at the beginning of the case, Byakuya.
To be fair, that seems
Yeah,
to
that's
just be
true.
who he is.
Yeah.
In a way, he's always just like, I'm right, get on with it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to section A and got the protein powder. And that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to section C to get the poison. Then moved to section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from section C to section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
If that's true. Isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
So we
God.
can have the game part of this instead
Yeah.
of
What's wrong with you, Big Mac?
So just
You're
answer.
being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case.
So we can hear this sick-ass music one more time.
Footprints powder, chem lab shelf, source of the powder.
First I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
and you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Oh, that's a really long series of things.
And I grabbed the bottle and dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A.
No, it's wrong. You said you went to get the poison from section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it.
She stepped backward to avoid, I don't know, broken glass falling on her feet.
Yeah.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well, you lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to section A. So you never went to section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved section A.
Well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on?
And the footprints...
Oh man, that line.
problem with her
I can't tell you. I can't tell you anything about that line, sorry. That would spoil kind of a lot, actually.
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
Did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you of all people would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already. What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Piece of glass?
Good thing you didn't swallow that, jeez.
And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder.
You could have only done half the bottle and us have gotten the point.
So, thank you for that.
But what
I
is
chugged a protein for this?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then.
Because the protein bottle was laying on top of the broken glass from the door.
Yeah.
So he probably planted that when he came in.
Someone's been tampering with our crime scenes again.
Dakota, why don't you explain it? Huh? Me?
Yeah, she's getting tired.
If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
A shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something the same shade of blue.
The bottle of poison.
It's the bottle when I hit Sakura with it.
I hit her with a bottle too!
Part of the window from the rec room door, right? Window?
There's 6 bottles, everyone gets a swing.
Get in was right there.
That's mean.
Even Sakura.
Yeah.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison? What do you think about that?
What's strange is that
That didn't sound like genocide.
Where was it this bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to Hina told us.
I've got it. The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, the room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. had to be after the left room.
That's a good line. Byakuya's inherent toxicity must render him immune to poison.
You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right?
No, you kind of just assumed it was given to her. He kind of jumped. I noticed that earlier.
There when she died. How did she get poisoned?
You're right.
Poison?
You need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here. It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Yeah, me either. Okay then, that settled it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason you can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was opened.
There's proof that Byakuya isn't the smartest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're on the right one already.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying
Oh shit.
someone went in there?
It's fine, don't worry about it.
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked. No, it's wrong.
Good bodied.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
My god, she did! The freaking powder was on top of her sneakers.
Yeah.
She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room, it had to have been...
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
It's like you could say here, it's like, what the heck, man?
Just throw him under the bus at every possible opportunity.
Just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way.
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying. Stop lying. Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it.
Is this a third one?
Yep, it is.
Why?
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong.
This must be the hardest part of the game for people that are really bad with rhythm.
Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it.
Wonder if there are multiple answers for that one, like in the cylinder or not. That was correct, but it would have been interesting to see if there was any others.
Did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Over's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid.
Like how the bottle in that shot is faced the wrong way.
Yeah.
But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison and unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it.
Here's my answer.
Correct.
The one who killed Sakura is Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
So you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it.
So I'm assuming that her deal was that at some point she had to become the Blackened, so the only way she could do that without killing her friends was killing herself.
That was before she said that she was going to resist Monokuma, though, was that she had to kill someone.
Yeah. But she was still being blackmailed, right?
Still being blackmailed, but, I mean, they kind of say whether she did or didn't follow through with the idea of being blackmailed.
I totally wasn't paying attention to those last things.
I'll just go and tell you it was the first one.
Yeah, I figured that was it.
The other two were kind of like throwaways for answers.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Tina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the bottle.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Shaky legs, he left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room, while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison, vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! I killed her! I did!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You don't have to end this properly.
With a comic panel.
Yep.
Okay. It's this one. Sakura wanted to talk to Hiro, Toko, and one other person. God, he's creepy.
I know. He really is creepy in that shot.
And then... Act 2. Toko got to the rec room early and hid somewhere. I have such a weird, I never know which way to read these.
Yeah. You go up to down, but it's right to left.
Yeah.
So top right, middle, right.
It's in the Monokuma bottle that Hiro hit Sakura with. This is that one. What did Hiro do to try to cover up the murder he thought he'd committed?
The candy.
He took her to the candy shop.
Yep.
He let her lick the lollipop.
Bribery.
I can't tell which one's her leaving and which one's her, getting in it.
She looks a lot more worried in the one you put away.
Yeah.
Which may be after seeing everything happen.
That's what I was thinking.
That picture of Hiro running.
Toko was in the locker.
I guess it is pretty hard to make a mad dash while you're wearing sandals.
Yeah. I should put it back upside down. All of a sudden. What was in the Monokuma bottle that Genocide Jack hit Sakura with? Well, it was obviously the Queen. What actually killed Sakura came from the chem lab, right?
Not a very good portrayal, since apparently Sakura had no blood on her hands.
Yeah, no kidding. Something on the floor near Sakura's body, which someone grabbed. Assuming that's it, but and then, what was it that they switched with the bottle of the...
Here's exactly what happened.
Yeah, the only ones that you might have gotten wrong there is if it was just the thing with Toko getting in and out.
Yeah.
Which is not really your fault. We haven't done this properly. Makoto knows he has a quota. It's true.
But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Hey, he was right.
Because I figured she seemed more collected there.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing Sakura get her.
It's hard to tell because just in general, she's not a very collected person.
Yeah.
Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
Whose hair takes up half the door.
Yeah, apparently.
When he got there,
Here's some candy. I panicked. She gave me candy. I panicked.
Hero does have a really cool silhouette, though. I'll give him that with the jacket.
There's somebody in the third game that will wear like they'll wear like a purplish jacket, but they only have their arm in the sleeve for one of it. And the other one is just draped behind them. It looks pretty cool.
Sakura. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura.
It's gonna be interesting them still having to run into each other.
Yeah, really.
To that end, he wrote down
You're not still mad about that, are you?
Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing.
Okay, maybe not that cool of a silhouette.
She jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down.
The front of the comic or whatever it was is just the big-breasted supermodel from the second one. She just keeps popping up everywhere.
She also
Let's make it a little Easter egg or something.
Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. She freaked out.
Poor Sakura, I can't catch a break.
Yeah, really.
Another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time.
Wrong.
What about disposing of the evidence? She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the clean chest piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the Kenmore. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
what happened. But, Makoto, how did you manage to, how were you able to uncover the truth? And even I couldn't discern.
Huh? Oh, well,
I'm very heavily prompted.
Yeah.
You still haven't
I
realized
like that line. Well, that was the. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. Crying emoji.
we don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand.
You pompous
And that's
ass.
why you
So fuck you.
See, didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Man, I've got to murder this guy.
He's too smart.
I thought I just gave me 12,000 Monokuma coins at first. Just like, what?
It knows you've only got one more free time event left.
It's like, it's gonna be a long Tuesday, Derek.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. If you guys forget already, you still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Seems kind of like a moot point, to be fair.
Yeah. In the third game, it actually makes you pick who you vote for, too.
Anyway, you just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lover and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blocking? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Is that why at the beginning he was also kind of like, oh man, what if this... It's like, will we have one short or will it be that this is the end of every... Like, just the end of it because it would be so easy to not vote for her?
Yeah. That's also why he says it in a, like, more subdued tone there, because, like, who's he gonna execute? Sakura's already dead.
Yeah.
My entire
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us. And yet you, why did you do that?
Don't be mean.
Yeah, we almost died there!
Because that's exactly what I wanted.
What?
I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died. You don't mean? You were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
For serious? That's...
You still don't understand? Let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Oh, I guess I could read that in her voice. Yeah. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
That's...
I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note.
Suicide note?
Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jacket attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness.
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive this.
my closest friend got hurt. Sakura, because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked me to meet with them. You want to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them.
But,
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they gang up on you at once, even you... Hina. Please, don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
I could also 100% take them.
Yeah, she really could. Toko's the only one that might have a chance, and that's just because of genocide.
It's like, even if you're so strong, they can still take you. I'm glad you made me laugh at my time.
Like, I'm pretty sure she could throw any of them straight through a wall.
I can break Hiro's neck by a flick of my finger.
Just give him a thump on the head and just start...
Yeah.
Sakura... She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you'd just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet... To be fair, that would be a bit jarring to wake up to that.
Yeah.
You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable.
No, that's just a misunderstanding.
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
She even gave you candy!
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's how far you pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you? Hina, you came. Wait right there, I'll help you out. Hina. Huh? I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
A favor?
Some protein.
Can I ask you, too? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
please.
Let me in! Please, open the door!
Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. That just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it.
Hina.
We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live.
And that's why you tried to lead us astray? You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial?
Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What did you say?
Everything you just said is nothing but your own interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words,
Well, what I'm really trying to say is, don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? Well, if it was really like this...
What the heck?
What is that?
of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note, Sakura's suicide note. But what? But Hina already... Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
What? Then... You lied to me?
I'm being loyal.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you took my little scribbles as face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it.
And I don't have thumbs.
Yeah.
So it can't be that good writing. It's just a bunch it's just... I'd love to think it's just scribbles and she just like...
Can read it perfectly.
Yeah.
You can read bear.
You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had... Wait, what? Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all just a part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrative voice.
I think the game does it for you, thankfully.
Okay, good. But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
Hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
Murder is great, though.
Yeah.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez. Talk about buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem.
Oh no, it actually... I'll go ahead and read it since it's Sakura's. It's still technically hers. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know,
There we go.
I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
No, never mind. I was like, okay, maybe it will, and then it didn't. It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
Okay, it really needs to make up its mind whether it wants me to do this or if it wants to do it itself.
I know.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything...
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
Great line right there.
Yeah.
That's how I came to feel.
So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Also, that is a good point from Chad. He says he didn't do anything, but had that letter been revealed, Hina probably wouldn't have tried to throw the trial into getting everyone killed.
Yeah.
No, I talked over it, but they did voice that one.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me.
He deserved that punch, let's be real.
Yeah.
Or slap, or whatever it was.
Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made that possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try and stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if Monokuma had stolen it.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was, like, totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyways. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone. Huh? First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste. Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together. Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred. I don't blame her, I can't blame her, and nobody can blame Hina either. But what? Whether or not there is a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else. What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember? Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that. Ah, lovely, Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game. Huh? Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fears for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it. Well, what's going on here? Now, I have only one thing to look forward to. And that is to help the heap the harshest possible punishment
So many keys.
I know, right? Unto the one who thinks they can control me. But Byakuya, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking.
Wherever Master goes, I goes. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire.
Everyone.
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death had no meaning?
Got rid of this asshole.
Yeah.
How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time!
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead.
You're not gonna...
Is it me?
Oh, heavens no! Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you I'm very particular about the bear times one rule? But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I've prepared a special guest. A special guest?
You can probably guess who.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's a jacked Monokuma.
Yeah.
That thing would have been destroyed after the first one.
Yeah. Coupled by the fact that that AI would actually be feeling that, because remember when Makoto slipped it into its jacket and he said, hee hee, that tickles?
Yeah.
He actually felt that, too.
I don't think that was the end of Alter Ego.
If it's any consolation, you lasted more than your actual owner.
Yeah, no kidding. You suck, man! You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk!
Oh no.
Phew, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about the grilled goodness.
Damn, that does sound good.
Fried, boiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at.
True. I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think that I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid.
Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned into fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him! Huh? You were friends with the laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with the baseball? Friends with the basketball?
I appreciate that reference.
Shut the hell up! He was just a laptop, he was my friend! And you killed him! Is this what you call... what?
Animism, I think.
Is this what you call animism? Well, sure. Well, a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. I was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
Besides, Mario Party games are sentient.
Yeah.
Anyone who's played one knows that. So, you finally noticed him.
Actually,
Finally? No. I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
yeah.
Well, I mean, the data in the laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you. Maybe more like a reward in honor for you being able to unlock something so difficult. So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here.
Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1,000,000,000 times better. Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who died so far, the deaths of each other, every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're super mad. Like, just unreasonably upset. Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
Postscript?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay then, here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly.
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school.
What? A clue?
I've spoken with the Mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing. Which is, the Mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is...
Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in the spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit? It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh? That's the whole point, stupid! It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve.
Fine, but at least Sakura's note.
Like I'd ever let you greaseballs have it.
But...
Sucks for you, losers. Wait, what's this?
What is it now?
There's one last line in the note.
And let me just say this to the Mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die.
I'm gonna sit in a chair.
I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what. And that's seriously it.
Huh, wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you? Well, whatever. Who cares what some dumb musclehead has to say? Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try and get rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? You can really cut free from the regrets from the outside world. Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? The Mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Ooh. Hey.
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
The Mastermind did something to our bodies? What are they saying? What are they saying the Mastermind did? What did the Mastermind do to us? I mean, did the Mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off, and then the bomb explodes. I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally
It's
unheard
not
of.
totally unheard of. I've seen it in fiction novels, so it's possible.
No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo.
So the class trial's over and Monokumo's gone? So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there, other than to head back up?
Oh
yeah, okay, let's get out of here.
But I am...
You must still feel responsible. Dial back the ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm sorry.
How many times do you have to apologize? How about you make that one the last? I haven't reached a point where I need some apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. But then, I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
I could not suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master. What are you talking about? There's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball, 'cause you are sleazeball.
Apparently you still have a death wish.
Oh, more biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master! You're making me jealous! I want the abuse give and take! Me!
Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it goes for now. So Sakura's class trial had come to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us. Ding dong, bing bong.
As such, soon the doors to the dining hall, okay
Will
then?
be locked.
His wine glass just keeps getting bigger.
Eventually it's just the wine glass sitting in the chair.
The very last episode, he's just done like the hats.
Yes.
Like with the beer cans, but it's like two things coming out a huge wine glass.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just a pile of bottles in the background just gets bigger and bigger. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it. Down into sleep.
Have I shown you the end of Pepsi Man, by the way? Like the trailer for...
I've seen it, yeah.
Where it's just like all those Pepsi cans are just everywhere. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
That would easily be enough Pepsi to kill someone.
I remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice.
Wah. I don't know whose this is. I think it's Kyoko, but I'm not sure.
Catch up.
Catch up. Wake up.
Wake up. Go, we should put a little makeup.
I was hoping you'd catch that. Oh, man.
Huh?
This is why we're friends.
Voice dragged me from deep slumber into lazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Where'd you get in my room, creep? Kyoko.
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
Kyoko?
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up.
Oh, I see. Wait, but my door.
It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless.
I don't think it was unlocked.
It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised.
What do you mean?
That's Hero's job.
Yeah. I overreact? What time is it?
3 o'clock. In the morning, of course.
It's 3 a.m.?
You've been asleep for 4 days.
Yeah. Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour?
It's near your bed.
The lint roller.
Oh, okay.
Time to
there?
go
Yeah,
exploring.
still there. Check your trash can.
Yes, of course.
No, there won't be anything in there. It's still chapter 4.
Damn. It's so late. What happened?
I have a favor I need to ask.
What's your favor?
So...
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that.
Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered.
The data center on the 4th floor.
What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there.
Without another word, she was gone. What the... Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Well, clearly she can unlock doors. Or
She's secretly Jill Valentine, which means she's the master of lockpicking.
Okay.
Leave? No. Sneeze? Yes.
It's like you just don't go. It's like, I'll meet you there. Good night.
Just not show up.
Yeah. I'll be right there. Crazy bitch. Oh, damn it.
Go back to sleep, leave the door unlocked again for someone else to get in.
Yeah.
Just run through the hall. Zoom!
I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor.
Thinking back to the empty promise of everyone not doing anything at night.
Forget lucky student, maybe he's the ultimate track and field person.
Yeah. Eventually, I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me.
Perhaps
She may be inside already?
Yeah.
Put my hand on the door with a certain amount of force. Rattle, rattle. Didn't open. Tried again, but rattle, rattle. Must be locked. Was it Kyoko? What was it Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor?
What's this?
Aho! What are you doing up, mister? Yeah! Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh, well, You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But I can see that. You don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself. It looked like you might want to break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know? Stop being weird, go back to bed.
What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket?
Kyoko? Yeah, now you two? Whatever. The two of you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto. Let's head back.
What?
Hey,
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
we go?
Next time Hero wakes you up by creepily standing over your bed. Yes. Don't worry about it. Let's just go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoo! So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
Goodbye.
So, goodbye.
Hold on. Listen, what was all that about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just happened to be locked, and then she showed up late, and then we leave without checking a single thing? What was all the point of all that?
Don't worry about it.
I figured that would be the end of our conversation, just like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night.
Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispered into my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in the school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Yeah, I lied about the 15 thing of how that gave an extra slot. There are actually 16 students.
Oh. She the one who attacked us, I assume? Whenever we went to the hidden room?
Sorry. I was like, wait, what? The altar lump. That looked more like a bowling ball, but sure.
Yeah.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What?
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Kyoko told me to watch out for her. Mukuro Ikusaba. That was 3 days before the next incident. 3 days before we would be faced with another murder. 3 days before the worst thing so far would reveal itself. A 100-mile dash. Pain of a junk food junkie.
Not sure why it's called that, because junk food doesn't have anything to do with this trial at all. But
It's like,
okay.
what did they do to Hina?
But Hifumi's already dead.
Yeah. So is that a good place to end it? Was that a good place to end it?
Yeah, that'd be a pretty good spot to end it.
Alright.
So who do you think's gonna get whacked now?
Well, they made it look like the 16th student was gonna get killed.
True, but there's also a mask on their face.
Yeah. So who knows? With any luck, it'll be Byakuya.
And he'll finally go away.
Yes. I still want Hiro to go all the way to the end, just because I love doing his voice at this point.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll save again, just to be triple sure.
It's like the worst thing happened so far.
Someone-
I was killed.
Yeah. It was me. I'm going to keep narrating, though.
Then the worst thing happened. The developers lost their funds and couldn't finish the game.
This is not Walking Dead Season 4.
It turns out all the murdered students are now ghosts. And we have our own trial.
Any guesses on who it will be, then, in the case of who does the murdering and who gets murdered?
I think Kyoko's getting murdered.
Kyoko is getting
Because
murdered?
it's
Who by?
very might be the new student.
Might be Mukuro. Alright, we will find out then.
Because it was so, like, specific about, like, the worst thing yet.
Yeah.
I think Byakuya is going to kill someone.
Yeah. I think Kyoko's the one being murdered.
Yeah.
I don't know who would do the murdering.
I really don't think that Byakuya would care what the other people think about the game.
Yeah.
They're still in it. So I think he probably just did it to throw people off. I don't trust him.
That's understandable. He kind of altered a crime scene.
Yeah. Just to make it more fun.
Yeah. That's why Hina did it, just to make it more fun.
Douchebag.
Alright. We'll see you guys next week. On whatever day.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Check the Discord for those updates. In the meantime, let's go raid Tim. I'm sure he's up to some shenanigans. And yeah, despite what you thought, Hina's still alive.
Yeah.
You thought she'd be dead or the murderer, and she's still hanging in there.
Defied all my expectations.
Yep.
See y'all.